Saints are known for being old religious figures from many centuries ago. But on October 9th, 2022, Pope Francis canonized a new saint. His name was Artemide Zatti. Artemide Zatti's story is one of determination and perseverance that we can all learn from. Artemide Zatti was an Italian Salesian priest who lived from 1880 to 1951. He was born in northern Barreto, Italy, and grew up a devout Catholic. Growing up in poverty and financial instability in 19th century Italy, him and his family moved to Argentina in hopes of new opportunity. Artemide had to learn a new language, new customs, and everything was different. Yet, he stayed true to his religious values and continued to help those in his new home. Artemide felt called to the priesthood from a young age, and he eventually joined the Salesians of Don Bosco when he was 19 years old. He was inspired by the life of Don Bosco and by the Salesian priests. In 1900, at age 19, the Salesians accepted him as a student for the priesthood. But he had great difficulty with his studies since he left elementary school long before. Artemide spent much of his life working with the disadvantaged youth, particularly in Argentina, where he moved in 1908. He worked as a teacher and a mentor for young boys, and many of whom from impoverished backgrounds. He was known for his kindness, patience, and deep faith, which inspired many of the young people he worked with. In addition to his work with youth, Artemide was also a talented artist and musician. He was an accomplished pianist and composed many hymns and songs that are still sung today in Salesian communities worldwide. He also painted religious art, including many portraits of Don Bosco and other Salesian saints. In 1902, Artemide was forced to leave the house of studies to seek a cure in the pure air of Vidima, a high city in the Andes. Little did he realize that Vidima was going to be the city for the rest of his life. Along with the healthy climate, in Vidima, there was a hospital and pharmacy attached to the Salesian College run by Father Evistero Garrone, a priest and physician who was known for his approach to medicine. Father Evristo was known for his trust in God's providence. He never turned away the poor or those who could not pay. The canonization process for Artemide Zatti began in the late 1980s when his cause for beatification was opened. Beatification is the second step in the canonization process, and it involves a declaration by the Catholic Church that the person has lived a life of heroic virtue and is worthy of veneration. In 2019, Pope Francis declared Artemide Zatti to be blessed, which is the final step before canonization. To be canonized, a person must be credited with at least 2 miracles. In Artemide's case, there were 2 healings attributed to this insertion. One involved the miraculous healing of a young girl in Argentina who was suffering from an incurable disease, and the other involved the healing of a young boy who had been diagnosed with a brain tumor. During his studies, Artemide contracted a severe case of tuberculosis from taking care of a young priest who was a tuberculosis victim. Tuberculosis almost killed him. And while he was sick, he prayed to the Holy Mary and asked him if she could heal him. He made sure, he said, that if the Holy Mary healed him, he would devote his life to helping others for her. And against all odds, he eventually recovered. And Artemide saw this as a miracle and now has a full trust in the Holy Mary. Artemide Zatti was known for his humility, simplicity, and love for others. He lived a life of service to God and those in need, and his example continues to inspire people today. In recognition of his contributions to the Salesian community, he was beatified by Pope Francis in 2019, and finally made a saint by Pope Francis on October 9th, 2022.